Hello there, and welcome to Power Up with Power Coach Alishia. I'm Power Coach Alishia, your source of fun, funny, exciting, entertaining, and educational speaking, coaching, and direct sales training with a twist of tough mama bear, no fluff, no hand-holding, no bullshit love. I specialize in helping women step into their personal power, unleash their inner badass, and live the life they love, unapologetically authentic. And today we're talking about putting this one particular stereotype to bed, to rest, throwing it out the window once and for all. So I'm going to get everything set up and rocking and rolling. If you are on replay, please drop hashtag replay in the comments for me and feel free to interact. Also, once this training's over, be sure to head over to group.powercoachalicia.com. And that's my Step Into Your Personal Power Facebook group, and post your number one takeaway. So again, that's group.powercoachalicia.com. Hi, Latia. All right, getting the show on the road. You guys, can I ask you a question? Why is it that with daylight savings time, when the clock jumps an hour ahead, hi Nancy, hi Amber, are we exhausted? We just got an extra hour of sleep. Maybe I should have just changed my alarm to get up at 7:30. That way I stayed getting up at the same time, because why are we so tired? Do you guys know why that doesn't make any sense. This is stupid. We're getting an extra hour of sleep. I feel like I'm moving like a turtle. All right, so for those of you that are just joining us, today we are talking about the specific stereotype that needs to be put to bed once and for all because it's stupid and we just need to let it go. And I think we as women are holding on to it. Hi, Tanya. So let me get this message sent out because I want to start sending messages in the morning that I'm live. Hi, Kellyanne. And then we'll get going. Come on. It takes forever for it to load. Hi, Marcy. Hey, if you guys will do a quick share on this, that would be fabulous. Share it wherever. Somebody you think could use some help? Do it. Do it. Don't stop. Get it. I cracked myself up. Paula's in the house. Yay. All right. I know I'm looking down. So people just joining us are probably like, why is he not paying attention to the camera? All right. Message is sent. Almost. All right, you guys ready, Freddie? I think that's everywhere. I wanted to send it. I have all my watch parties started. Let me make sure all is good. Trisha! Welcome to Power Up with Power Coach Alishia. You got to catch me live. All right, so here's the thing. I have noticed in my direct sales group, I don't even know why I'm fucking with my hair. I should just hang out like that. It's morning time, you guys. In my direct sales group, I had asked about booking parties, right? And this is really, really, really relevant here. Thanks, Paula, for sharing. It's really relevant here because of what I'm about to say. So I said, on a scale from 1 to 10, how comfortable are you with booking parties? Okay. And 99% of the people who responded were low. Like, not comfortable at all. So then when I asked why, like, what's going on? You know, why are you uncomfortable with booking parties? Over half the answers, well, they were like, yeah, half and half. Half the answers were, I hate asking for help. And the other half of the answers were, I don't want to be pushy. So I'm not going to talk about like the pushy part because that's like business wise. So we'll talk about that on, in the direct sales world, Rockstar Direct Sales page, all that good stuff. But I do want to talk about the asking for help, because in my life coaching group, Step Into Your Personal Power, on a scale from 1 to 10, how comfortable are you asking for help? 1 being not at all, 10 being hell yes, I ask for help. Hi, Dana. Most of the results were comfortable asking for help. So I thought, that's really weird, because that's why I asked the question. Because in the direct sales group, anyways. So I thought that was interesting. But here's the deal. As women, most women are not good at asking for help. You might be comfortable with it. Oh no, my ponytail's bugging me. You might be comfortable with it, but you're not good at it. Hi, Crystal. And so what happens is you don't ask for it, or you do ask for it and you're controlling the whole process, right? So here's the stereotype that's the problem that I want to bring to the forefront and talk about today. And that is, as women, or as a woman, you are working outside the home, you're raising children, and you're building a business, right? And what you're doing to yourself is living in the 50s in the 2000s. So in the 50s, it was the woman's job to run the house, prep the meals, take care of the farm and like laundry, all of that. And the kids also started at a very young age, right? Helping around the house, especially the girls, getting them groomed on what to do around the house, right? Sound off in the comments, you guys, so I can make sure you're with me. The young girls, young, probably starting 5 years old, maybe even younger than that, doing little things, learning the processes to run the household. While the boys are learning how to hunt, they are learning how to fight, they're learning how to go to war at a very, very, very young age. Everybody had their job, quote unquote, in their places, yes? Then as the world started to change and evolve, women started entering the workplace, and yes, there's this like crazy big movement for females and all of this stuff, which that's not the part I want to get into. But women are like, oh, look, there's comments on this watch party. Hi, Angie. I'm not seeing them on the screen. That's why I have them up on my computer. So there's like this big movement, female empowerment, blah, 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 blah. But here's the challenge with this female empowerment movement, because thanks, Angie, this is the thing that is important. Women want to be so empowered, right? Lifted up and like equal pay. And I don't work in the corporate world. So that part of it, I don't know anything about the equal pay and all of, African Americans being paid less in the corporate world than white people and the white man and all those things I don't know anything about, because I'm not in that world. I do know that when I did have a day job, I was in a sales position and I was the top salesperson in the company. So I don't know. But anyways, here's the problem. Why are we not talking about, if we're moving women up through the ranks, that the pressures of the day-to-day home life have to be removed? I don't know if it's you putting the pressure on yourself or society or the stereotype. I think it's a lot of all of it, right? I think it's 1/3 you, 1/3 society, 1/3 stereotype that as a woman you're supposed to rear the children and take care of them and run them back and forth to fucking soccer practice and be there for every damn thing and da-da-da-da-da. But now today you've got to make money too, because, you can't make ends meet if you're not working. Hi, Autumn. And so what ends up happening is, as a woman, you are so focused, hi Leda, on doing everything. And then you say, I don't have time, I'm exhausted, I'm overwhelmed, I've gained 30, 40, 50 pounds, I don't know what happened to me. I used to be so motivated, I used to be so ambitious, I used to do this, and I used to do that, and da-da-da-da-da. And what happens is that as you continue to feel those pressures and those emotions and the overwhelm and all of the stuff, you do nothing about it. You keep plugging away in a job that is draining the fuck out of you, but it's good money, right? And health insurance and all of that. And you can hear me being a little bit condescending because it's bullshit, right? I'll talk to you more about that in a second. And then you come home and the house is a mess and it's up to you because you have to clean it all and you have to do all the laundry and you have to put everything back together and you have to make dinner and you have to do all of the things that's required and make sure everything is in order. You have to make sure the schedules are set and all of the things. Here's the deal. And this is true. Like, this is 100% true talk right now. And this is probably a preachism. Hi, Rachel. If you're going to work outside the home and you're going to be putting in the effort that's bringing in the money and helping support the family, even if you're not the sole breadwinner, meaning even if you're not making the most amount of money, then you better sit the fuck down as a family unit. And if your kids are too damn young, like 3 and 2, like I think 5-year-old and up, they can handle it. It's either with your partner. By the way, if I say husband and you are gay or whatever the long stream of acronyms, LBGTQ, there's like a million, I think there's like 15 acronyms. I'm not being offensive. That's how I talk. All right, resuming. So with your partner, and have a come to Jesus meeting, that's what I call it. And you need to lay down some rules here. I get it. Your partner might be working 60, 70 hours a week and you're working 40. It doesn't matter. There's no reason that all of the responsibility should be on your shoulders. And if they're working that much and you're working as much as you are and shit is still fucked up and you can't make ends meet, it's time to make some big decisions. Downsizing, readjusting your life, because 70 hours a week is going to kill your partner, by the way. They're not going to make it to old age. And even if it's an office job, right? It's going to kill them, hands down. And you don't have the time to do it. And more than likely you guys are working this way because you need the money. So if money is that fucking tight that they have to work 70 hours a week and you're working, a full-time job as well in order to make ends meet, that conversation needs to be about downsizing and getting rid of stuff and basically regrouping to grow again. Seriously, because that's just fucking crazy. Hi, Estries. Hi, Jenna. So it doesn't matter though, even if they're working 40 and you're working 40, or they're working 40 and you're working 20, just because it's not equal amounts of money that you're bringing in, let's say they're bringing in more, and let's say it's not equal amount of time, they're working more time and you're working less time, that doesn't mean the rest of everything is on your shoulders. I don't know where it was written that just because your partner works more hours or makes more money, they have to do nothing. So my household dynamic that we talked about yesterday is I am the sole breadwinner 99% of the time. Sometimes during the year, Daniel has to help pick up the slack, but for the most part, I am the sole breadwinner, especially when I figure out what the fuck it is I want to do and how I want to do it. However, I still do my best to supplement him. I hate fucking cooking, so I don't supplement cooking. I do my best to supplement him around the house, right? I do my best to help out and be on the kids because he homeschools the kids. They work together in the boys' job, so they're together a lot. So when they get home, if I'm off work, I'm there. I'm helping, I'm supporting, I'm asking them to come to me. I'm sending him off to draw and spend some quality time with himself because he's had the kids all day. Yes, I may be exhausted because I worked all day. Like today, I have 8 hours worth of talking, not including this live. I'm going to be exhausted by the time I'm done. However, he's going to be with the kids all day and they start their jobs today. So I am definitely doing my best to bridge that gap. It may not be everything that he needs. Here's what I do though. In the next couple of months, when it gets cray-cray, we'll be going on tour. But let's say it was last year. Last year, it got crazier and crazier and crazier. I had no time. Daniel had no time. The kids had no time because I'm pretty hard on my fucking kids. They pick up the slack. That's the other thing. If you had kids, I don't know why they're not working like minions around your house. Meaning, why are they not doing all the chores? Why are they not mowing the lawn? Why are they not edging the lawn? Why are they not doing their laundry? Why are they not doing the things that they need to be responsible for to supplement? Usually it's because you're a control freak and you want it done a specific way. Oh my God, I would never trust how long has Stratton been doing laundry? He's 11. 8. I would never trust my 8-year-old to do his own laundry. Why? Teach him how to do it and let him fuck up his own clothes. If he fucks them up, he has to wear them, right? Why? I could talk about all the crazy things that you do as a woman with your children that's causing you headaches that they can do themselves. That's like another live. I'll keep going. So when things get crazy around my house where they're booked full of jobs 4 days a week and I don't want them coming home, none of them, doing chores, and I'm fully booked until 6 and 7 p.m. So when we reconvene as a family, nobody wants to do shit around here. I hire a house assistant. Last year, it got so bad that nobody can do anything. And if they could, I didn't want them to. I didn't want my kids coming home from after weeding and being out in the sun all day doing chores. So I don't yell because it's not done. we need to have a live about parenting. No, how I parent. I've done a couple of different things along the way that I've talked to people to help them make their kids step the fuck up. I mean, I yell, but not over my shit not getting done. If they don't want to do my shit, then I'll just take away all their stuff. I don't give a fuck. They could be miserable. They can read personal development books if they don't want to do the shit around my house I want them to do the way I want them to do it. So I'll hire a house assistant. This person will cook, they clean, they run my kids back and forth to practice. I had to do it last year. And actually, you guys have probably met her. Her name's Ronnie. She's been in and out, right, of my world online. But physically, she would show up to their jobs. Hi, Brenda. Pick them up, whichever one needed to go to practice, take them to practice. And then, hi, Ronnie. I actually just mentioned your name. Take them to practice and then come home and clean up, tidy up the house, and she would make dinner. And then if it was a day where I was overly slammed, she would go back and pick them up for practice if Daniel and the other kid were still at a job. And it made it a world of difference. And yeah, it's like, holy shit, like how much do you pay that person? It doesn't matter. Whatever, you come up with an amount and you decide what it is and find somebody who agrees to that and pay them that dollar amount for being your house assistant. I didn't have Ronnie just cooking dinner or just cleaning the house or just running around with the kids. And then, we had good conversations. If I found out like her deep cleaning would take 4 or 5 hours and I could better use her going to pick up groceries, there's another thing Ronnie did, going to pick up groceries or something else, I stopped having her deep clean. So we would pick back up the deep cleaning on Sundays, but she would do the spot cleaning each day, vacuuming, sweeping off the front and back porches, wiping off the back door because we have 3 dogs and a pig that smudge their nose all over the back door. So there's like all of the smudges there, right? Cleaning up the kitchen, putting the dishes away, going grocery shopping, like all of the things that we had no time for. Our life was so full that somebody had to do something, right? I could not pull off my clientele, and that's the busiest time of the year for the boys' business. So the only option was to bring somebody in. And it really helped the headache because, like I said, I hold my kids to a very high standard, but I'm also not unfair. And I knew that after being out 7 hours in a day, working and building their business and, doing their thing, coming home and doing that shit was just not important. They needed time to have downtime. They needed time to be kids. They needed time to relax. And so at that moment, I knew that it wasn't their responsibility anymore. But in the winter, when my kids ain't doing shit, their job is to keep my house clean. Their job is to shovel when it snows, right? Their job is to do their job around the house, not mine and not Daniel's. So you really need to look at your family unit, whatever that looks like. And like I said, if you have kids that are old enough, 5 years and older, it's time to have a fucking meeting. I don't know why you believe that it's all your job to do everything. And here's the deal. If you're running a business and running the house, that doesn't mean that you still have to do it all. You can still have help. So when I found out I was pregnant with Ronan in 2005, I had witnessed how women deal with being a mother. And I had witnessed that the job was the woman got up in the middle of the night. The woman's job was to lose sleep. The woman did it all while the man worked. Like I saw clear as day that was the way that it was ran. But I have a lot of masculinity in me, and my mom raised me as a very strong woman. So could I do all of that myself? Yes. Was I willing to? Not if I had a partner. And I did at the time. So I told Daniel we needed to have a conversation, and we had some big decisions to make. So we go and we're looking out over the town. There's this place we can go sit, and we're looking out over the town. And I said, okay, so we know I'm pregnant, and here's what I have to say. I will not be a single parent married. I will not be a single parent with a partner. I'm not going to do everything with this baby. I'm not going to get up in the middle of the night all fucking night long taking care of this fucking kid and then still have to go to work in the morning and do everything. And he had a job at the time, so it wasn't the dynamic that we have now. And I said, if I am going to be a single mom married or a single mom with a partner, I might as well be a single mom. I did not impregnate myself, and this is not my job. It's our job if we're going to do this. Otherwise, this is the conversation where we break up and we go our separate ways, and you can be a part-time dad to this kid. So he sat there for a minute and he was quiet. And then I had a couple of other rules, but people watch these videos, so I'm not going to say what the other rules are so I don't offend somebody. So he sat there for a minute and he said, I'm in. Like, I'm willing to do that. And I didn't breastfeed or anything like that, so we took turns. Now, here's the deal. If I would have breastfed, I'm not going to have Daniel up in the middle of the night staring at me while I'm fucking feeding the kid. That's not what I meant. I'm not that kind of woman. I mean, like, I'm sleeping this time, you go take care of the kid. You're sleeping this time, whatever. I'll take care of the kid. My eyelashes all jacked up. So fast forward when we get ready to have our second kid. He says, if you want to have another kid, then you're taking care of him. I was like, fine, fuck you, I'll take care of him, right? But at this point, I was doing slumber parties, pure romance. So I would get home at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And then the baby, Stratton, would be up all fucking night long because he was a defiant asshole that only did what he wanted to do all the time. Like, since the moment he came out of the womb. And then I would spend all day long taking care of both boys. And then I would go to parties at night and do that over and over and over again. So by the time I went back to work, which was doing parties, was about 2 weeks after Stratton was born. I made it 2 weeks. And I had breakdown. And I yelled at him. I was like, he's not going to eat if you don't get up. Because I'm sick of getting up and doing it all myself. And I told him how big of an asshole he was. And I was all mad at him. And then from that moment forward, he got up in the middle of the night. Because Daniel only wanted one kid. So we technically have 3. He has 1 from previous relationship. And then we have our 2. So I wanted another kid. So that was the agreement that I made. But it didn't last. So Ms. Bonnie says, I love that you're a realist in addressing just day-to-day parenting, kids, etc., and just getting what we need to get done. 100%. So hi, Michelle. So that was that conversation, right? I think we put so much pressure on ourselves, again, from society, stereotypes, and what we believe we need to do in order to get what we want. But, having that support system is huge. And maybe that's a support system that you pay. Or maybe it's a support system in the house that you're not leaning on. Despite what you may think, when you say that you're comfortable asking for help, it only goes so far. If that help, which is what Estrie said, causes issues like frustration because the kid doesn't do it, or the partner isn't doing it right, or maybe doesn't have the wherewithal to process how to do the bills, I put together the plan. It's like, fuck it, I'll just do it myself, right? So we go and we take it back. If you're willing to be more of a leader, quote unquote, in the household with your children specifically, and showing the right ways to do things, it sucks to review their work and make sure that it's done right and all of the things, but it needs to be done and they need to learn those processes. So that's how you supplement yourself. It's like being a CEO of a company and hiring a team to help you run the company. You have to train them in the processes and the culture and how it all works and walk them through the right ways and the wrong ways and the expectations and what the rewards are, quote unquote, right? But for them, somebody working for you, it's pay. And if you're working for me, it's a crazy amount of personal development and growth. You'll never be the same person again from the day you start working for me to whenever you move on in your life and you're no longer working for me. You will change drastically and whatever time you're in my world on the back end. Because I push you guys a fuck ton forward here. But if you're on my team, I'm pushing you 1,000,000 times faster to grow and change and to step into your power, because my team has to be that way for you guys, right? So anyways, when you hire somebody like that, there are so many, there is frontline rewards, which is pay or whatever, and then the emotional rewards and the personal growth and how much you're going to change and step into your power. With kids, I created an entire system to, that's what you think I do to you, but I promise you, on the back end, my team is held to crazy, not like crazy, unfathomable, but high standards. But I do it with my kids too. I do it with myself and I do it with my husband. Like, my team, nobody truly works harder than I do. And I think that's why my team works so hard, is because, yes, I'm expecting a lot of them, but I'm willing to put in, double that effort, triple that, whatever that takes. I'm not just sitting on the beach somewhere while my team is sacrificing everything so that I could be on the beach, right? I mean, someday it will be that way. Well, they won't be sacrificing everything, but they'll be the ones back working while I'm on the beach. But right now, I'm like double and tripling their efforts. Woo, I just kicked that. But anyways, back to my point. When you set standards for the people in your household, in your life, and you don't just put those standards on yourself, it gives you room to breathe in that space at that time. So when you believe that you don't have time for anything, it's because you've created that culture. One of the hardest things for the change to happen is husbands, specifically. When a woman who has been doing everything, making his lunch, I can't. If you are tapped out, he can make his own fucking lunch. Who's making your lunch? I have some issues, right? I'm not saying that your partner isn't awesome, but if you're that fucking tapped out, you're that overwhelmed, you're that exhausted, why is he, in front of the TV and you're serving him dinner, or maybe coming to the dinner table and you're, serving that? If they're tapped out, or you're tapped out, why is there not more meat in the middle? Why is there not more support? Why is it your job to make their lunch and cook the dinners and do all the things with the kids? They have all these rules that you have to follow, and you're killing yourself to make it all happen. And now you are exhausted and you're overwhelmed and you gain the weight and all the things and you've lost yourself. I will tell you it's your fault. It's not, there really is nobody else to blame, because you took the ownership of that. You set the precedence of that. You took the actions of that. And as your life evolved, you never had another meeting to edit and change. Go back to Stratton being born. I agreed to the fact that I would take care of Stratton myself and I would get up in the middle of the night. But 2 weeks in, I have 16 parties in my fucking books. Hi, Jody. Daniel is working a full-time job at the time, and he does get up early. He's getting up at, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I get it. We're both doing stuff that nobody has time to get up in the middle of the night with the kid because we want to sleep, right? But we had to have a different conversation and write new rules. We had to, because I couldn't do it. I'm driving home at 1 o'clock. Like, by the first week, I was so exhausted. No time to sleep because I had a newborn and a 3-year-old. It was cray-cray. So we had to have another meeting, and the shit had to change from that meeting. That meeting wasn't going to be, hey, I know I said that I would do this, but I'm having a hard time. Hey, what do you think? No, fuck that. This meeting is about, I need fucking help. I need help. I can't do this. I'm going to wreck. I'm having a breakdown right now because I'm tired, right? In the conversation. And I just told him, I cannot do this. I know I agreed to it, but I'm exhausted. We have to do something different. So you know what? We came up with a plan. From the time I left to a party until the time I got home, he took care of the baby. So I got home between 12 and 1. Usually the baby, Stratton, woke up during that time right after I got home. So once I got home, I took care of Stratton from like that 12, 1 o'clock mark. He woke up like once or twice in that time. So I would take care of him. Then Daniel would get up at 5. Stratton would be getting up at that time again. And so Daniel would take care of Stratton before he went to work. So we were doing this ebb and flow thing. I got a little more sleep. But again, because Daniel was leaving at, 6 o'clock in the morning, Stratton would be up between 7 and 8 anyways. And then I had the kids all day. But it gave me those spots in time once I got home to get some sleep because Daniel was taking care of him, right? I think that's what it was. I don't know. He's fucking 11 now. But we came up with a process so that it wasn't just all me. And things had to change. It had to. So sometimes we agree to things, and sometimes we have, this way that we're doing things because this is how life is. And this is what we thought we could handle. And then we realize as things change and evolve that it's not something that we can do. Hi, Anitra. So then that means we have to go back to the drawing board, have a meeting, and create a new plan. That's the part you're missing. Just because you agreed to it at this point doesn't mean that things change. Now, one of the things that I'm noticing, though, is the mentality of a lot of men is still extremely old school. And so when, my clients are sitting down to have these meetings, the men are either pretty closed down, like not receptive to the change and that, that support, or it's still like my way or the highway. And I do believe for some people watching this, it will come down to you having to decide if you want to carry the weight of your entire household while he goes and just works, or if it's time to not be with them anymore. Because it shouldn't be like that. It's not all your job. The only reason why it would be 80-20, 80% your job and 20% not, is if you are only a stay-at-home mom, meaning there aren't the other things. You're not making money, right? You're not doing those things. Then 80% of the time, yeah, you are going to be, doing things with the kids, but your partner still has to supplement you. You still need time away from them. You still need time to reset. You still need a break, right? And if it's not your partner that's going to give it to you, then it's a babysitter. Here's the deal. Whatever your partner is not willing to do, you have to make up for in paying somebody or trading another mom or asking a family member. It doesn't just default to you, right? For me, I'm wondering why the fuck I'm with this person if we can't have some frank conversations and have a middle ground. That's just my personality. I am definitely not the type of person who stays with somebody miserable as fuck doing all the things. It's just not who I am. I know that because I don't have that mentality. I don't obtain that old school mentality. And it doesn't come from a broken home in the sense that my parents got divorced or, I didn't see a man have the most control or anything like that, because my dad, he was the power. He was the, what I say, da-da-da. However, watching my dad growing up, he definitely would take care of the lawn. He was a provider, but us kids did the chores. My mom also worked. I don't know. It was a family unit. So I guess that's where I get it from. It wasn't all my mom. And then he died when I was 12. And then my mom got with my stepdad when I was 15. Well, at that point, I'm fucking 15. So pretty much anything that needs to be done around the house, my brother's, 19 at this point, but anything that needs to be done around the house, I'm doing. She doesn't need to do that. She, goes to work in the morning, gets home 3:30, 4 o'clock. She doesn't need to be worried about that. For crying out loud, my stepdad wanted to build this house for my mom and let her flip through a fucking book. She picked a house out of a book and then we all had to build it. And not hammer and nail here and there. No, we built that bitch. Anyways, I digress from that too. But we, built her house. So listen, most of you watching this, I'm hitting you in the gut. You feel that pang and you feel that angst and you're like, oh my God, things need to change. Yeah, they do. It's time to have a fucking come to Jesus meeting. If you have kids that are 5 years old or older, it's time to have a conversation. And I can do this tomorrow. I can share with you guys what I put in place for my kids because I was sick and damn tired of doing it all and I wanted it done right. So I implemented a system that they had to do. And if they didn't do it, they're the ones that suffered. So I gave them clips and they had to pay for the things that they wanted. I can show you my whole system. So if you guys want me to do that, I'm happy to. Just let me know in the comments. Yes. They need to help themselves. I love that, Latia. Love it. Okay, so that's what I have for you today. The stereotype is that you believe you have to do it all. The society says that, the woman, which really doesn't. It's just not that anymore. It's just so much different. If the things can shift in the workplace and we can, fight for fucking equal pay and across the board for women and minorities and blah, 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 then we should be able to fight for ourselves inside the house and create more of a unit. I don't think it needs to be a fight, but if it is a fight, then you need to have it. You need to fight for yourself. Jana says, this was me when I entered your world. No more. It's crazy, you guys. I don't know. Our house is definitely skewed, right? Daniel is definitely doing more of the homemaker stuff than I am, 100%. It is an 80-20 most of the time, especially in the winter season. It is like that. But in that 20%, I'm stepping up and making him, because that's the other thing. A good partner will make the other partner take downtime. Daniel will run this show A to Z all the time and not complain, but I can see it wearing him down. So as a good partner, I don't want him to be worn down. I want him to go to have sushi with the guys. I want him to go see the movie he wants to see. I want him to go do his art. Whatever it is, I want him to take that time to reset for himself. And usually I have to make him take the time because, he sees me like, oh, you work so hard. You're always taking care of us. You make sure we have what we need. This is my job. And he's right. It is his job. However, It's not his job 100% of the time to the demise of who he is, right? And as his partner, that's my job to help him out. So I always am going to come from a place of my life and my stories and, you know, what I've been through, because I want you to know anytime that you come to my live and you're listening to me talk about things, that I'm never coming from a place of the outside in. I'm coming from a place of living it to teach it, right? Or have lived it to teach it. I feel that that's a much better way of helping you change your life, because you know that I do have 2 kids. My house is actually unorthodox because it's my husband that's the homemaker, and, you know, I am the breadwinner and I am the bossy, this needs to be done, da 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 da. So when I'm talking about your partner, your husband that's acting like that, that's me in my relationship. Right? So I've had to grow a lot in realizing what Daniel needs and that support that he needs. And how can I give that to him? If I cannot give him that support myself because I'm so inundated, then I have to give him that support by hiring it out. And if we don't have the money, I have to find the money because I do the bills. So if I'm the one doing the bills, I have to find the money for it. I have to fucking figure it out, or I have to make more money so that we can afford to pay that person to supplement the whole household. Whatever it is, that's my portion of it, if you will, right? Like, my schedule this week is fucking nuts. I have 14 calls. I'm launching my elite coaching program today. There's so much going on. And I really wanted to be able to take Strat into practice this week so Daniel didn't have to worry about it and just, you know, again, supplement on that home side. I can't. So I said to him, I'm not going to be able to help with practice. And tomorrow, his schedule's nuts. It's nuts. I really needed to have blocked off that time to be able to take Strat to practice. And so I can't supplement him. And this is where he can step up for us and say, you know what, it's okay. Which he did. He's like, it's okay, I've got it, and don't worry about it, right? So there are those times where that your partner truly wants to help you, but they can't. So again, it's that ebb and flow and just being there and having those conversations. Daniel and I talk about a lot. We have pretty extensive conversations, and things that need to change, we change them. And we do our best to create a better process for everybody involved. Now, this is way easier than it ever used to be. You know, I could only teach you this because it used to be like, I'm a fucking pissed off bull running around here just bitching at everyone. My household used to be set up to where if there were clutter piles everywhere, I would swipe them off the counters into the fucking floor, and then I would yell at my kids to clean them up and put them away because everybody would drop their fucking shit everywhere. So anything in the living room that wasn't supposed to be there, I'd swipe it off and throw it in the middle of the floor. Anything in the kitchen, swipe it off, throw it in the middle of the floor. Like, that's because I got sick of fucking asking for them to put their shit away. So your fucking shit's on the floor, right? Well, I've learned, I've evolved from that. I haven't put clutter piles in the middle of the floor in years. Probably 4 or 5 years, at least. Because of my clip system that I'll show you guys tomorrow. Because of the clip system. That's why. I'm not going to do this anymore. It's not going to be a fight. You're going to fucking do it or you're going to pay. And now they just do it. All right. So with that, this was forever long. I'm again behind schedule. But I just wanted to share that with you because it's time for you to step into your power now and realize that it's not all on you. I want you to have your meeting, and it doesn't have, when I say come to Jesus meeting, it doesn't have to be hyped. Mine would be, because I'm a hyped person. Like, I'm sick of this shit, I'm overwhelmed, I'm exhausted, right? Mine would be, because I'm hyped. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can sit down and have a conversation and get on the same page. And if at the end of the meeting you're not on the same page, then that depicts where this is going, right? It depicts on what next decisions need to be made. So at this point, I want you guys to head over to my Step Into Your Personal Power group, which is group.powercoachalisha.com. Hopefully it pops up and does what it's supposed to. So it's group.powercoachalisha.com. Of course, you have to spell my name right. Alishia. Go there and request to join if you're not in the group. And then post your number one takeaway. What was something that you heard today that really like stuck to you? It's something you loved. It was an aha moment. It was like, holy shit, yes. I want you to share that with me inside of the Step Into Your Personal Power group, because I want to see, you know, where your mind's at, where I can help you. And we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be talking all about the chore system. Even if you don't have kids and you have grandkids, maybe you can pass this on to your children, right? To help them out. Okay. Talk to you guys later. Oh, remember 3 things. Say yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. Progress, not perfection. And give yourself some grace.